Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. It's me, Chris Bradley, owner of the MRR agency. Today's video is about you, it's about KPMG, and it is about Claude. Now, if you're a pretty savvy business owner, which I'm sure you are, or you work in a company pretty high up and you're able to pull some strings, there's a good chance you've been trying to adopt AI to make your life easier, to get you better at the role that you carry out within your company. And so one of the biggest hacks in business that I've found over the years is look at what the big companies are doing and see where you can tweak it and replicate it for your current situation, whether you're employed or whether you're a business owner. And in this particular case with KPMG and Claude, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't copy them. And so we're going to deep dive. We're going to look at the article that KPMG and Anthropic posted. And the idea is by the end of the video, you can see where they're going wrong and you can adapt AI in a much more efficient way, especially Claude. You know, we talk about Claude a lot on this channel. So let's get stuck in. So you may have seen the article here. You can see KPMG's version of the article. KPMG and Anthropic signed global alliance and launched digital gateway powered by Claude. Now, when I make videos like this, and maybe you've thought about doing it within your particular market, we should never bow down to the guys who are building hundreds of £1 million companies, billion-pound companies, because this is how small companies come up and are able to take market share, is because in my mind a lot of big businesses and big companies, they throw a lot of money at problems, and historically this has been the case for so many companies, and it's why so many companies have went bust and their market share and their stock prices have all plummeted. And so I never just bow down. I like to question things within industries, and especially with Claude, especially with AI. And the truth is, there's not a lot of businesses right now out there that really know what to do with AI. And so I'm making it my job to be able to translate how AI can impact businesses from really small solo operators all the way up to big companies that we're kind of speaking to right now. So I'm not going to bore you with all of this. You can see some quotes here. You can just go to KPMG media release and you'll see the Anthropic one. What's more interesting is the Anthropic page here. You can see it. KPMG integrates Claude across its core business and workforce of more than 276,000 in a strategic alliance. So KPMG, one of the world's largest professional services firms for audit, tax, legal and advisory services across 138 countries and territories, has announced a global alliance. So as we go down here, at KPMG we're innovating and redefining how work gets done, said the CEO. This global alliance with Anthropic reflects our shared commitment to responsible AI, prioritizing security, trust and governance as a KPMG firm scale their capabilities to our clients and people around the world. So massive for a massive connection, a massive press release for KPMG. So well done to them for getting that together. Now the part that I want to talk about in today's video is how that actually impacts their staff and their team in delivering their roles within the company. Because ultimately, if you look at the end goal here, KPMG and other companies who are looking to install AI, adopt AI, the end goal is to save time or make more money. That's it. It's to save time, make more money. And the two parts of make more money: save money and make more money. So effectively similar things. And you can see here Claude for 276 plus KPMG people. So beyond the client-facing platform, every KPMG employee, all 276,000 of them, will have access to Claude. That builds on 2 years of adoption inside KPMG in the US, including its AI and data labs and the firm's internal teams. So let's go into my presentation here, and if we look at it, you've got the title here, but here's what I think they're doing wrong. 3 big 4 firms just put Claude in front of their entire workforce, and almost every company rolling out AI right now is making the same 3 mistakes. So I've sat in these types of sessions with companies, not as big as KPMG, I must admit, but I've fixed businesses. We've got 80 clients where we're installing AI and have installed AI for the last year, and continue to work with different sectors as well as gyms and coaches and real estate and things. So I've seen it. I've seen how a very busy CEO, a very busy manager, like all the different levels within the company, I've seen and heard how they think and act towards AI. I made a joke the other day, but I used to be a personal trainer. And now that people know I've adopted AI and I'm installing AI for companies, it's similar. When I was a personal trainer, people come up to me and go, "Oh, so see that, I see you're a PT, here's my diet, I'm terrible at the weekends, I do this and I eat that," and all of a sudden they just tell you their full nutrition and lifestyle habits. Similar to AI now, that when I speak to people, they're like, "Oh yes, I've been using Claude for X and Y and Z," and you can really see that AI might look like it's everywhere, but people are not using it properly. And it's not to downplay anybody, like this is just, it's not their thing. It's a second thought because they're trying to do everything else. As a CEO, you're trying to adapt everything, sales, marketing, build a team, leadership, branding, everything else. So it's really getting the time to do AI, and that's why you need someone to come in who does AI every day and thinks about it, like me. So 276,000 KPMG staff in 138 countries, 470,000 Deloitte Claude rolled out firm-wide, and then PwC certified scaling to 364k, so 30,000. So where's it going wrong? Well, access isn't the same as adoption. Now, this is the headline for this whole video now. Handing 276,000 people a login is the easy part. Getting them to actually use it every day and their real job, inside their real job, is where almost everyone trips up. So here are the 3 ways that it fails. And I need you to write these down because this is what's going to happen for your business as well when you try and adopt AI. And please don't think that just because this company's got 276,000 it won't affect you. It will. So number 1 is generic overviews. So here's a chatbot, good luck. And I've sat in these types of situations where people have got paid for chatbots, paid £2,000 or £3,000 for an AI person to build a chatbot or build some sort of lead follow-up or even an internal tool where it follows up with customers and clients. And this is where I wanted to pull this straight from Reddit. One Reddit thread this week hit 1,400 upvotes from people whose company had paid a consultant firm for 5 hours of AI training and they left knowing only how to make a markdown file. Now, what's crazy about this is like this particular Reddit user had shared that, oh yeah, our company's adopting AI and now every other day we're in 5-hour meetings learning how to do markdown files. Think about that for a minute. Number 2 is no role specific work. So what a finance director needs from Claude looks nothing like what a comms manager needs. One session, one size, sat in front of 50 different jobs, so it lands for nobody. So I get this is a massive scale thing and I'm pretty sure Claude and KPMG will figure it out eventually. But what's happening right now is like, you know, if you look at my company, we've got a media buyer, we've got a product manager, we've got 2 specialists in different fields, we've got like all these different things, systems managers, and you know, we use AI, but they can't all use it the same. It has to be given their unique situation. It has to amplify their role, but it also has to actually know the role. You can't amplify someone's performance with AI if it doesn't fully understand it. So number 3 is single prompts, not systems. So someone tries Claude once, it doesn't quite click. They go back to how they worked before. You need repeatable assets that the team reuses that survives past Friday. Now, I can just imagine these individual departments throughout that company getting a kind of prompts and telling it to do this and, you know, there's no way they're going to go from workflow to workflow to workflow for each individual job role. It's just too much. Now, they'll probably start top down, of course, but by that time it'll be 2 years later, 3 years later, and I just don't think it's the most practical way to work. So moving on to the 90-minute install. So 3 parts in order, each one fixes one of the failures above. This is the exact shape that I run in the room. Now I'm going to tell you what I would do if I was coming into your company or I was advising KPMG, like maybe by, you know, just one department. So we could, let's say for example, they have 50 departments and I was to take over one department and try and beat the rest. This is the stuff that I would do. And so this is what you should do for your business. So number 1 is context installation. So, you know, teach Claude the business before you teach anyone how to use it. So in my mind, right, like these departments that I mentioned, the 50 departments, they should absolutely be getting a Claude session project that is all that KPMG is fully filtered in to the point, okay, it might not know all the granular details of different departments, but it certainly links it. It's a master brain that all links out so that there's context there. Because without context, your team members and staff will just be spending hours playing with a system or process that they don't like and they don't know how to use. You're going to get disgruntled team members, you're going to be stressed, and actually instead of saving time, you're just adding more time onto their calendar, and then they'll miss doing the actual basics of their job and the foundational stuff. So teach it the basics, who you are, how you work, what good looks like. This one move changes the output quality on screen instantly, and the room feels it. So I'm gonna imagine that I'm in teaching your team, Claude specifically, to make a lot more money, save money, and enhance everyone's role and make them perform 10 times better, more effective. Number 2, I would do role specific use cases. So live demos split by function. So the finance lead sees a finance job, the comms lead sees a comms job. This is the part where it clicks for everyone in the room at once because they see their own work, not someone else's. Imagine I'm in the room, I have the comms person there, I have the finance person there. We would look at their workflows, add the context, and then look at the role specific use cases so we see it in real time. And number 3 is system building. So turning those like individual prompts, the use case, into repeatable assets that the whole team uses every day. Now this is the half that sticks. Everything before it is set up. This is where adoption actually happens. So if you can imagine a member of staff has just got a specific thing that they do on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. For a lot of people, it's repetitive each day. But can you imagine saving a member of your team 2 hours a week, 10 hours a month? Spread that over the year, spread that over the duration they're with you. What would that do as a ripple effect to those 50 departments that I've just mentioned? It'd be ridiculous. Like the company would just be very, very profitable and highly effective as a team. Of course, like anything, there's going to be a point where you have to learn the thing to save the time and get the big result. And that's where you've got to manage your team and manage people around it. So just to show you here, I've already done this. This is an in-person day, 10 people who came in. We met for an AI install day to install above as much as we could within that time frame last month. So 10 business owners, one room, one morning, we blasted out a whole bunch of work. Of course, I've got a bunch of clients that we do this with online and not just in person, but I do have more of these in-person days coming up. So similar to that, I put a proposal on the table for a private equity firm in Glasgow in the north of England. We're going to, if they accept the proposal, we'll do one more in a room that turned into a deal worth chasing. And of course, you're watching this video right now to highlight companies like KPMG all the way down to these gym owners, coaches, real estate companies and stuff are doing it as well. So if you want me to train your full company and team on AI, whether that's just a certain, section of your team, your whole company, even if you've got two or three team members and you want to learn it as well, all the way through to massive teams, it's something that I can do either online or in person. So there's a link in the description, and reach out on LinkedIn if you want me find me there as well. But please take a lesson from this KPMG here that you're not too small to be installing AI and doing it the right way. I'm seeing a lot of people wasting a ton of time and money on AI right now. Just get the help you need at the start. Do you know what it's like? It's like a whole bunch of people going to the gym for a year or two, not knowing how to lift weights. They don't know what to eat to fuel their goals. They don't know what to eat for their size and shape and everything else. And they just keep guessing. And so what's going to happen in a year's time is we're going to get people coming to me and saying, Chris, can you just teach my team? I've tried X, Y, and Z. So I would rather just save you that headache and just get you the help for you and your business to make more money, save time ASAP. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.